to Invest Insights. I'm Abby Maloney. I'm joined today by Tim Guim, the President and CEO of PCH Technologies. Tim, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me, Abby. I'm very excited to be here today.
So season 4 is about this new economy that was created due to the pandemic. And we'll be diving into new technologies, new business strategies, this new norm that's been created that will carry to the future. However, before we get there, I wanted to start by asking you, what are some new personal norms that you've incorporated into your life, whether it's new hobbies or interests or technologies that you know you'll be continuing with in this post-pandemic climate?
That's a great question. Personally, through this pandemic, there's been change in my personal life as well, like doing things differently. My daughter's plays volleyball, and being in technology, we couldn't watch her basically inside. So I set up a technical way where we could actually, the parents could watch on an outside video screen. So that's one of the kind of do new things different ways. I've spent a lot more times outdoors than indoors. So we had a lot of this summer picked up, some new hobbies with, a lot more bike riding than we did previously. So really getting outdoors more, kind of reconnecting as a family more. So there's the things that we really did over the past, 16 months, a little differently than before.
The pandemic has taught us or reinforced a lot of how susceptible businesses are to cyber attacks. We all moved quickly remotely, and that really put a lot of businesses into susceptible positions. And you recently wrote an article comparing the cost of cyber attack to the cost of implementing proper cyber security systems. With so much information available to businesses about the danger of these cyber attacks, both operationally as well as financially, why do you believe there's still a hesitancy amongst business owners when it comes to making that commitment to their cybersecurity?
I think, it's getting better as far as that, making business owners understand the risks more with all the headlines in the news. But there is this sometimes, this is not going to happen to me. I'm too small of a business. So it's the fact that it's not going to happen to me, which, it's like, something could happen, an accident could happen to you. It most likely won't, but there's always that chance of it happening. So it's kind of that idea that, it won't happen to me. I'm too small, or I'm not really, they're not after me. But that's really the main hesitancy that I see, besides the cost to actually implement the new services that would be required to protect the business a little bit better.
Over the last 16 months, digitization and technology platforms have been essential for businesses development. And what is the perspective from PCH Technologies? Are there new technology platforms that you specifically have implemented due to the turbulent year that we saw?
So prior to COVID and the pandemic, we did a lot of in-person event marketing, local chamber of commerces. We had client educational events, a lot of things that were basically done in person. With the pandemic, we had to change our strategy completely to do a digital marketing, campaign. And what we implemented, we found that LinkedIn for us was a good social media platform for us to get our message out. We also did some virtual events and webinars, which we never did in the past. We've always done them, in person, with some giveaways to really try to, make them a little bit differently. We also increased our spend and took a very hard look at our SEO and our paid web search. So those are some areas that we really focused on, and we're keeping them stronger. So we're going back. We have a strong digital, much more strong digital than we had previously, and now we're going back to the in-person and event planning, kind of pushing them together. They're really complementing each other well. We were only doing one, and now we're doing both. So that's something we're going to keep to stay for the long term.
Great. PCH Technologies has a significant amount of new business over the course of the pandemic, with most businesses quickly adapting and needing the proper IT infrastructure in place to continue operations from a work-from-home environment. How did this sudden influx of demand reshape your business plan? And now, as businesses start to return to the office, why do you believe this success can stay in place?
So one of the one of the challenges, there was an initial demand getting everybody set up remotely. A lot of our clients already had the technology to work remotely, but they didn't implement it. So for us, being able to implement getting people work from home was just a little bit of work to do it, but it was not a monumental challenge. We didn't have to change a lot of base technology. That being said, one of the biggest things that we kind of turned into was a shipping and receiving company. So we used to send clients, out on site, employees rather, on site to set up computers, set up, equipment, put in firewalls, put in Wi-Fi equipment for people in the local Philadelphia region, or we contracted with our national clients as well for people. But with the pandemic, we couldn't go on site. So what we have done is we've come up with new methodologies in order to quickly, provision equipment using automation technology and ship it directly out to end users and have them set it up and programming it, as well as going on pretty much everything we do now is laptop based with the work from home environment. So people can, when they do go back to the office, they can bring a laptop with them, or if they're working remotely, they have a docking station, everything like that to get hooked up. So that was kind of the biggest change. It was a challenge kind of shifting to a work from home situation, but PCH Technologies has a complete disaster recovery and business continuity plan in place. That wasn't designed for a pandemic, more for like, if we had no access to the office, what would we do? So we were able to work from anywhere. And for us, it was not a major shift because we had that plan tested in place prior to the incident occurring.
And how will this experience carry forward into the future as people start to shift to the office? Do you think that your clients or future clients will still have a remote environment that you will need to service in the same significant way? Or how are you trying to adapt and plan for the future needs of clients?
I think for sure this work from home or work from anywhere environment is going to continue to change. I think it's here. This pandemic, it was kind of starting before the pandemic, but it's really here to stay now. And businesses that really don't offer that are going to be at a disadvantage. I think there has to be flexibility where people do come into the office and people do work from home, or people work completely from home as well. I mean, I feel that my personal opinion is having a hybrid model works best for PCH Technologies, and we're prepared to support our clients in that capacity moving forward, no matter what the situation comes up with.
And now that we find ourselves in this new economy, this new landscape, what's next for PCH Technologies and the IT and cybersecurity sectors overall?
As far as the overall cybersecurity and IT sector, I think it's going to be a challenge to, continue to find more people in the cyber area. So really looking at that, making sure that we have the amount of personnel required to service our clients. Also, I see that, automation, artificial intelligence is going to play a part in being able to deliver more services with the same kind of staff levels you currently have, as well as I think there's going to be more governmental regulations, even on regular businesses, to ensure a certain base level of cybersecurity so that everyone is protected and we can try to help with this ransomware cybercrime that we're dealing with right now.
Well, thank you again. That's Tim Guim, the president and CEO of PCH Technologies. My name is Abby Malone, and you've been watching Invest Insights. Thank you again, Tim.
Thanks, Abby. Appreciate it.
Hey everyone, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date on the latest business trends from our knowledgeable experts. Be sure to check out the description below for more information on the segment you just watched. Thanks for tuning in.